is me, the infamous JJ, also known as Sheen Rose. I am so thankful that you all took time away from your schedules to join me this evening. I know for some of you it is morning time, so regardless as to whatever time of the day it is by you, I'm just so happy that you have joined me. So thank you. How was your Valentine's Day? Oh my gosh. And guys, I know that's a holiday that is more for the States. I get it. But what day is not a great day to celebrate love, no matter where you are, right? So, like I was saying, oh my gosh, I think tonight we're going to be doing some live callers. I do want to be talking about the snow moon. And for those of you that don't know what I'm referring to, is the full moon that we have coming up this Saturday. So if any of you are wondering why you have been so antsy, it is because of this upcoming full moon. It is a bit of a doozy, not quite as bad or as intense as last month. But keep in mind, it is the second full moon of the new year. With that being said, I like to at least remind myself, right, what snow represents. Because it is the snow moon, okay? And it's like, okay, and this is how I hold on. I am one of the fire signs that is greatly affected by this moon. So, like I said, some of my coping skills, okay? I just remind myself that snow associates with purity and it associates with renewal. And it also brings us peace and gives us tranquility. Now, for those of us who are in places that have snow, and guys, I am one of those states, okay? I'm one of those places. So believe me, I have my moments where I do not see snow as peaceful and as beautiful as I just described. So I do get it. I get it. I'm talking about when it first drops, that beautiful freshness that just, I don't know, it's almost like a new beginning. And when you put things into perspective, it's kind of like, okay, it makes sense. It just it just makes sense. I think now is a time for realizing that it's okay to not be okay, but also reminding ourselves not to regret. Now is a time to instead regroup. And sometimes it's as easy as that. When we regret, we live in that past, we live in that pain, we torture ourselves. That's one of the things I absolutely adore about tarot is that it can reveal those hurts and those pains that more often than not we ignore because we don't want to look in that mirror. And I get it. I know there are a lot of readers that don't read for themselves. And guys, I'm not here to bash other readers. I think that there is enough talent and gift in this world where we can recognize each other for our strengths. With that being said, I get the heavy dose of reality that cards can sometimes give us. And I'm not talking being the reader, I'm talking about being on the other side of the cards, being called out. I get it's like, ooh, it's too much. It's too much. And that's why it's important to regroup. Gotta regroup. When the cards reveal something that pains us or reminds us of something, and especially, and I've seen this personally, I've seen this professionally, it'll be like a theme or a specific experience. Sometimes that can be hard to process, and that's where cards come in. That's exactly where cards come in. In fact, in honor of the upcoming full moon, I wanted to pull an oracle card. And we're going to do this, and I'm not usually down for cards for the collective, but I think, especially with this deck specifically, it is the Inner Child Oracle. And guys, I'm a tarot chick. I'm not a fan of oracles unless they are a very specific, very special deck. So all of my oracle decks, I mean, granted, obviously all of my tarot decks are handpicked. but my oracles, even more picky with. So for me to jive with an oracle deck, that says something. So the card that I pulled was Become Aware. Become Aware is one of those cards where it talks about listening to the wisdom of our body. And that isn't always just a representation of what we feel physically, but also mentally, emotionally, sometimes even spiritually. Stress can even tamper with our faith. And it doesn't matter what walk you are on, what path, what God, it does not matter, whatever your higher power is, that's something that is a universal experience. So it's kind of food for thought. It's something to think of, especially with the full moon being Saturday. Okay. Just like I said, think about things, don't regret, regroup. Just regroup. It's okay. We can't change yesterday, and that's okay. Sometimes the best thing you could do is not accept things the way they are, but make peace with it and forgive yourself. Okay. So that's going to be tonight's message, especially for the full moon. Guys, normally we do our readings with the followers and we jump right into calls, but for tonight, I don't know. I kind of, especially today, I was sort of meditating. I knew there was a message I wanted to bring. Um, I'm sure, guys, I have a hair on my face. I'm sure some of you have noticed I have been MIA the last 2 weeks. Guys, I apologize. It just, tonight, I wanted it to be special. And I don't know, I think we're on the right track. So I can't wait to see what the readings hold. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Spirit is definitely with us tonight. Guys, we're going to take our first caller. It is Carrie Ann from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Oh my gosh. Love, how are you?
I am
Carrie Ann
fine.
over
How
there.
are you?
Hi. Oh,
I
I
am
can't wait to
doing
hear your
awesome.
accent. Oh, I am doing fantastic. How are you doing?
What was
Carrie
that?
Ann?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
no,
here.
you're
Can you hear
fine.
me? Okay.
Yes, I can. Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes. For a minute there,
Awesome.
it kind of faded out.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so sorry. I'm glad we got that connection fixed. Love, what are we
Okay.
going to read on tonight? What would you like to know about?
Tonight, I'm wanting to know about, I have a love question, I guess, or what's coming for me in love. I have met someone, we've connected, and I'm just wanting to know what the Spirit says about it, or what advice you might have from it, or what you're feeling from it.
Definitely. Let me begin shuffling and we'll jump right in. Oh, how exciting. Oh my gosh, that energy of just new love. Nothing like it. Ah, that was a beautiful shuffle. Oh my goodness. Okay, love. I pulled 5 cards for you. Have you ever had a tarot reading before?
I have,
You
but
have?
most of
Okay.
it was about career. Okay.
Awesome. No problem. Regardless if you have had a reading before or not had a reading before, I'm still going to explain the cards the same. Reason being is I never want anyone to walk away from one of my readings kind of scratching their head going, what did she say? And I know tarot could be a little intimidating. So whether you had a reading yesterday or 10 years ago, doesn't matter. So let's dive right in. Your first card is the Seven of Swords, and that's going to talk about avoiding self-sabotage. So in this new situation, in this new connection, you definitely want to look at it as such. Do not bring past experiences or even that energy of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Don't bring that into this situation. The past is the past, regardless of any kind of connection, anything like that. It does not matter. New situation, new energy, new everything across the board. I am not meaning to jump ahead, but the fifth card was the Star card. The Star card is a card about a hope, wish, or dream coming true. So while I don't want to say, this is a forever relationship, and the only reason why I am hesitant to say that is because that would be more in the realm of like a relationship reading, which, to give you some context, is more a 15 card or more spread. So lots of more insight. But with these cards that I have pulled here, that's definitely a good sign. I think as long as you guys remain on the same page and you continue to build that stable foundation, I think things are going to continue to fall into place. I think you both are at a stage and season in your life where you want something real, you want something that is going to bring peace and stability. The second card was the Knight of Pentacles. That card is a card about movement towards stability and specifically foundation. And the reason why I say that is because the Pentacle suit, the element it corresponds to is Earth. And Earth represents stability, balance, feeling grounded. So in a relationship reading or a reading about love, that's definitely one of the cards that you want to see. In my professional opinion, I feel it's better to see a pentacle than a cup. And I'll tell you why. I know traditionally pentacles have to do with money, but remember, we're reading in the context of love, not career, not finances. So it's not that the card meanings change. It's just they take on a new dimension. The third card was the Ace of Swords. That card did fall reversed. That's not like a moment. And the reason why I say that, and I don't know if you're familiar with reversals. Some readers, read reversals, some readers don't. I'm one of the ones that do. I heavily believe in reversals. Reversals aren't always the direct opposite meaning of the card. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. So you definitely, when you take on that realm, you have a whole nother set of meanings to learn and understand and process. The Ace of Swords reversed is going to refer to a long-term success. So instead of it being a poof, like unexpected out of nowhere, like, blast it and then done, instead it's going to be slow and steady. And it kind of goes to that saying, slow and steady wins the race. Do you see what I mean? Does that make sense, Carrie?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Awesome. The fourth card was the King of Pentacles. That card is a card about success. The Pentacles suit has to do again with that, like stability, balance, foundation, all of that. So again, I was really happy to see that card specifically because kings represent success. They just remind us to continue to take charge. I say as long as you are present, you are all good. And what I mean by that is absorb and appreciate every moment. Stay present. Don't be distracted by the past. Don't be distracted by those what ifs. Just jump with both feet in. And I don't say that lightly. I do not say that lightly. With the cards being the way they are, I mean, you received two pentacles. That was the leading suit. Like I said, I'd rather see a pentacle than a cup. Cups just say there's a chance of love. Yes, they signify love, but when you have the start of a connection or the start of a relationship, it's that possibility of long term. Does that, what I mean? So, like I said, I'd rather see you guys working on your foundation than the possibility of love down the road. That's my thinking. And it just, especially with that star card at the end, for me, that was just chef's kiss. It really was. Because, like I said, that refers to a hope, wish, or dream coming true. So, like I said, it's definitely going to be, I don't want to call it a great ride because I think there is a lot of longevity with this. I think it just, like I said before, don't get lost with the what ifs. Stay present, and enjoy each other for sure. Okay, love. I
Okay.
hope that answers your question. Oh my gosh. Do you need me to clarify
It
anything?
definitely does. It's just a new relationship, and you know how that is when you first get started. It's all wonderful, and
Yeah.
but it helps to have with what you're saying. It gives me the opportunity to stand back and enjoy.
I definitely would encourage you to do that. There are specific cards in a tarot deck that would signify deceit or dishonor or even like I'm hesitant to say like abuse, but there are cards that if they drop, specifically like if it's physical or mental or emotional, even financial, depending on what suit drops, you could tell. And it's all about card combinations. I didn't see any concerning cards. That's why I'm so like no, this is a good thing. Definitely go with this. See where this goes. Stay present and build that foundation. That is the biggest thing. Just build that and enjoy the moment because you're building your love story. Just say that with the star card, a hope, wish, or dream coming true. Like, okay, this ends up being like a lifetime partner.
Oh
When you
wow.
look back,
Mm.
don't you? But it's one of the. It's a possibility with the card. I'm a straight shooter when it comes to cards. I don't sugarcoat things, and I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. That's why I said with the cards that you received, there were no concerning cards. None. None. None
Wow.
that would,
Wow.
yeah. So that's why I'm like, oh, and you had two cards from that pentacle. See, this is why I said that pentacle suit is so important. It represents that foundation. And in a relationship where you are going to have that longevity and that respect and just all of it, that's where it's at. That's what you need to build and work on and where your attention and energy needs to go in the beginning. And your cards reveal that that's where it's going. Like I said, slow and steady wins the race. Just take your time and stay present.
Okay.
Beautiful cards, though. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank
Just like
you.
I said, enjoy each other. You're so welcome, love. Enjoy your evening. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for letting me read for
Thank
you
you so
tonight.
much. I appreciate
You're
it.
so welcome. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Rosalind, hello, love from Richmond, Virginia. Guys, I don't know why, but I feel like I can't talk tonight. Oh, it's just one of those evenings. Rosalind, are you with me, love? Rosalind? So I think what we're going to. Okay. Rosalind?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, love, I am so sorry for your wait. Oh my goodness. How are you doing tonight?
I'm well. How about yourself?
What would you like me to read on tonight?
Just general, please.
General? Oh, those are actually my favorite. And the reason why I say that, I know when people hear general, and not for you, obviously, because you know exactly what you're getting into with this type of reading. But for those of you out there that hear the word general, and it's like, oh my gosh, is it going to kind of be just like vague? No, general is anything but. With general readings, you're not limiting the cards by only focusing on one area. So that's why I love general. So anytime anyone asks for
Right.
a general, I'm like, yes. So this is definitely going to be a fun one for me.
Mm.
How's the weather down there?
It's been pretty good. We had good weather. Not
Oh,
cold. Just
really?
seems like it's getting warmer, right? Yes. You're having
That
good
is
weather.
amazing. Mhm. Up here, I'm up north, and oh my gosh, yeah, finally the snow is melting.
Yeah, we
So
haven't had
Rosalind,
any snow this year.
yeah, oh, the what I can't with the cold weather. I am from the Northeast, and oh my gosh, I have had enough of snow. So definitely
I'm
the
on the
South
phone.
sounds absolutely beautiful right now. But to your
Yeah.
cards, I just laid them down. Overall, I am seeing I don't want to say significant number of cards from the rods or wands suit. They are interchangeable. Some artists like to be a bit bougie and they will change up the titles of sometimes the suits, the court cards, or the face cards, or even the major arcana cards. So, cards such as the Lovers or the Chariot, cards such as that. I've seen like the Wheel of Fortune be the Wheel of Life. They do it, I think, to torment us readers, if you want my opinion. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
I just wish we would stick to the traditional, like, but we'll save that. In this deck, and the reason why I'm going off on my tangent is because it is labeled as rods. So if I slip and say wands, it means the same thing. They're also labeled as batons in some decks. So if I trip you up, I'm probably going to keep reiterating it through the reading, not trying to drive you crazy, but I'm also doing it as just kind of keeping myself clear because I have it. I say wands. I mean, it's tattooed on my hand.
Okay.
First card was the Six of Rods or Six of Wands. That is a card about success. I will say, and I definitely feel like February, March are going to be sort of like your months. I do realize we are at the tail end of February, but with
Uh-huh.
specifically this full moon coming up, and it is happening on Saturday, I feel like you're going to come out of it refreshed. I do.
Mm.
And I feel as though you're going to look at things not as challenges, but opportunities. Like that thinking is just going to
Mm.
shift and it's going to shift like a switch, yes. Second card was the Tower. Thankfully, that card did fall reversed. So instead of feeling like the carpet was ripped out from underneath you, instead, you're going to feel the energy of things coming back together. That
Mm.
definitely is going to coincide with that Six of Rods. Are you worried about an upcoming situation?
Well, I am a little bit.
Okay. Because I don't want to say it's not like changing the reading or anything, but it's definitely that worry for you of that holding your breath and then you feel like everything is going to be okay. And then you hold your breath. It's like waiting for the other shoe to drop.
That's true.
But you kind of do
That's
it like
true.
holding your breath, like something's going to, it's almost like it's too good to be true. I don't know if that's something that you said, but that's kind of like, no, 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 like something's got to happen. And it's like, because that's been your experience. I am going to challenge you, okay? And especially with this full moon coming up, start looking at things from what could go right instead of what could go wrong.
Right.
And it's
Okay.
not to say that you have to be a positive Polly 24/7, but it's giving yourself that chance to regroup and instead going to that fallback thinking of like waiting that gas, that waiting for the other shoe to drop, that like holding your breath sensation. You'll instead be steady. And once you're steady with your thoughts and your words, you'll see those things start to come to fruition. Like I said, you start out with
Thank
a
you.
success card. So whatever you're worried about in the end is going to pan out. It's just a matter of getting to that point. That I think is
Okay.
what's so sort of like, like kind of throwing you off. The third
Right.
card was the Two of Rods. That card fell reversed. Now, I said it before in the previous reading I did. Some readers read reversals, some don't. I am one of the readers that do. With the Two of Rods or Two of Wands falling reversed, that's going to refer to instead of making a plan, now it's got to be all about action. Jumping with both feet in, taking those leaps of faith. That is going to be absolutely necessary. It's going to be crucial. And whether it's with your thinking, whether it's with your decisions, whether it's with things that you do, the key is going to be that follow through. That's when you're going to have that rest. That's when you're going to have your reprieve because your fourth card was the Four of Swords. Final card was the Justice card, and then it is going to refer to balance. So I definitely think that things are going to work out for you. Just like I said before, try to take those deep breaths and try not to sort of freeze in that panic. Okay, Rosalind? Oh
Okay.
my gosh, love.
Yes.
Thank you so much for letting me read for you this evening.
Thank you.
Okay?
I appreciate
No problem,
it.
love. No problem. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Guys, we are about to come to a close. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Remember, you can find me on Facebook at Tarot Readings by Jean Rose. I am available for private appointments, whether they be for evidential mediumship or my beloved tarot readings. Guys, contact me, follow me. I do wonderful lives every single Friday. Yes, I love interacting with you guys. I really do. In fact, I usually go back through the comments just so I can have that exchange with you guys. Thank you all for your support and just joining me this evening. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Guys, take it easy with this full moon. Remember, instead of regretting, just regroup. It's all going to come together. Take that time to refresh and rest. And that's going to be key and vital, especially this weekend. So don't forget, take some time for you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week.